here's how Atlan leverages DBT metadata. You can import your metrics, and so that's both your list of metrics and information about the metrics. You can import your models, which provides information about your models, but otherwise known as a data set. So what is going on with these data sets? What do they represent? And other information that you've encoded. You can import sources as well. So these are the data sources that feed into your data set, such as a Salesforce per se. And the really cool thing about Atlan, how it works with DBT, is it provides column level lineage. So when you're looking at lineage, we'll look at an example in a second, you can see how the dimensions fit in there. And finally, Atlan has a capability called process, which is tracking how Atlan interfaces with your DBT project. So here's some examples here, and you can see that green check mark is verified, whether it's a model, a source, or a metric. And so you can understand, like, is this a metric or model I want to use? So this is Atlan's capability working hand in hand with the flexibility of DBT metadata. All right, so one prime use case of the metadata API is the DBT semantic layer. So the metadata API is part of the semantic layer. It's a big part of our partnership with Atlan, and that we're excited to share with you all today. So here's a primer on Atlan's current semantic layer integration. So I view it as really a story around discovery via a data catalog. And even speaking personally, as a user of our internal assets, I want to understand, what do we have? What's already defined? How should I use it? Should I trust it? And so being able to view these different metrics, understand their definitions and preview values, understand lineage, including column level lineage, and viewing related assets is a really important part of this discovery process. That's certainly not all that Atlan, the semantic layer, provide, but I think that's a salient user story here. So just a few screenshots here of how the semantic layer is incorporated with Atlan. And you should be able to use this coming up soon. You can see a list of metrics here, as well as your models, sources, columns, and processes, as we discussed. And we can note which metrics are verified, which are in draft mode, and which you probably shouldn't use yet. I can view details about the metric, including previewing the values. So this is going beyond metadata, also querying the semantic layer, getting the actual data at that grain. Here's a breakdown of the lineage graph, including column level lineage. So this is pulling from the metadata API. And then finally being able to view the related assets for this metric. But we're very excited at DBT Labs to continue working with Atlan on the semantic layer integration and usage of the metadata API more broadly. Thank you all.